Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Power and Partnerships. And this week we're at the Glenwood Leadership Academy with Principal Angie Oliver. Welcome to our little video series.
Thank you, Amy. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So this is something in the EPN we've been doing, and Glenwood is one of our probably model schools we use a lot for EPN. I'm always out here bothering you guys for things and doing different things. So we wanted to stop by and see all the good things that the Bullpups got going on. So I'm gonna give you a second to just kind of tell us about some of the good things that Bullpups have been able to do with the power of partnership with the EPN.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk about the work that we've been able to do in collaboration with EPN. I would say probably the biggest thing is just that human capacity. Before we were a part of EPN, it was a little bit of a struggle to extend beyond the walls of GLA. We've been given a transitional case manager, and that role is extremely important and valuable to the work that we do. This person is really, her role is threefold. She comes in and works with early literacy. And so she's been instrumental in our Baby Bullpups program.
Yes.
Getting out into the community and recruiting, knocking on doors, and really just making sure that we've identified all of our incoming kindergarten students so that they have that opportunity to be a part of that boot camp that we call Baby Bullpups in partnership with our community partner, our other community partner, Potter's Wheel.
We're going to talk about Baby Bullpups in a little bit.
Absolutely. And she also does a great job of connecting with our families throughout the year, our new families, especially our multilingual learning families. They come in, they're new to the school, they're new to the community, and our transitional case manager really wraps support. So it's that family wraparound support that we have been missing prior to the EPN grant.
Right. I know Sarah, who's your transitional and early ed case manager. I know you also have an attendance case manager that we've had to be able to bring in through EPN, which you'll have here in your building every day next week, which is exciting for you.
Yes.
Next year. But let's talk a little bit about Baby Bullpups, because you're talking about your community partnership. Let's talk about what EPN has been able to provide you with that, the community partnerships, because we have 23 MOU partners through our grant, and you have a great partnership with one of them that's literally less than a mile probably from you here at GLA. Let's talk about Potter's Wheel and what they do for Baby Bullpups, for those that don't know what Baby Bullpups is.
Absolutely. Potter's Wheel Chris Fleming, the executive director at Potter's Wheel, she and I got together when I first was named principal about 6 years ago. And we decided that we really needed to try to identify our early learning students. And the sooner that we could get them involved with school and involved with early literacy, the more prepared they would be for kindergarten. And so we started that year. We had about 8 Baby Bullpups. The program was at Potter's Wheel. The next year, we continued having it at Potter's Wheel, and we had about 11 students. And slowly, it's grown. I think the role of EPN and what they've been able to do with this partnership is through the work of Sarah Phelps as our transitional case manager, really being able to be that wraparound support for families. And that's the part that we were missing. She's really done an excellent job of making phone calls, making home visits, standing on doorsteps, and really identifying students that are incoming kindergarten students for Glenwood. And so last year was the first year when she came on board in January that she was able to assume that role. And we increased our number of students from about 15 to 22. And we had that program here at Glenwood. And so the idea is that students that are incoming kindergarten students, we have this boot camp. It's located on campus. It's taught by our kindergarten teacher and one of our special education teachers. So they come in the door that they're going to walk in their first day of kindergarten. So all of those things that provide anxiety for them the first day, all of those things are gone. They're working on expectations and procedures and conditions for learning. And so those conditions for learning are already set. And so the teacher then in August is better able to get to, the actual learning of reading and math. This year, we have the most Baby Bullpups we've ever had.
I say, I knew there was a high number.
29 Baby Bullpups, and all of them are already registered for kindergarten. And that used to not be the case. If we had 1 or 2 already registered at the beginning of the year, that was awesome. But now we have 29 students that are already identified. They're in boot camp. They're registered for kindergarten, and they're going to be kindergarten ready when they walk through the doors in August.
And the big part of that is we've been able to reach out to the families and make that connection with the families already. We started building the relationships with them. When they come to the doors, they're already feeling like they're part of the Glenwood family, which is what keeps them here. We know that. We've talked about that. I think the biggest thing is some of the things we've done here, with having Baby Bullpups and seeing the success of it, we highlighted you at one of our community site councils, and we talked about the success of what Baby Bullpups has done for your metrics and things like that. You typically have 100% of those kids that come into Glenwood. It's not like other places where, maybe 5, like you said. Now it's 100% of those kids come in and they're already scoring well when we bring them in because they've got that foundation.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I think one of the other things that we're able to do is because we have that now wraparound support for families, not only from our transitional case manager, but also through Potter's Wheel. And that's what makes this program so special, is that, when Chris and I first decided that this is something we wanted to do, we talked about what are the challenges and what are the barriers. Let's eliminate all of those. And so when we go to families and we talk about our program, they can't say no.
Right.
It's just too good for them to say no. And so, eliminating those barriers and challenges, wrapping that support around all of these students have wraparound care coordinators through Potter's Wheel that support them. They provide bus transportation, and the beauty of it is that now we have our own teachers teaching the program. And that was something that evolved after the first couple of years.